What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 Ram 1500 Rebel X. Huge thank you to Erica Ramsey over here at Safford Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Springfield, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Ram 1500 or any Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram product, then I'll be sure to have Erica's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It has been a beautiful spring day outside here today. However, it looks like we have some rain on the way, so I'm going to try to get through this part of the video as quick as I can. So just like usual, first, I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2025 Ram 1500 Rebel X, and this particular one's been painted in the beautiful $245 Delmonico red pearl coat. I wanted to preface this video by saying for 2025, Ram refreshed the 1500 inside and out with updated looks, a new powertrain, more interior technology, as well as a new trim called the Tungsten. But this particular one, being the Rebel X, as standard, you get LED reflector headlights with automatic high beams as well as low beam daytime running lights, standard turn signals, LED fog lights, and black headlight bezels. Now, the Rebel X comes standard with the Sport Performance hood, which gives it a very aggressive looking front end. I love the way that the Performance hood looks. And then here at the center, you get the satin black front grille with the Ram logo located at the center. This kind of looks similar to the grille that you find on the RHO, maybe just not quite as aggressive. Now, one thing that's interesting is that beneath your A, you will notice that you get a camera bezel. This does not have a front camera. However, the bezel is there in case you wanted to option for the $3,315 Advanced Safety Group 2, which would give you that 360-degree view camera system. When you come down just a little bit, the Rebel gets the satin black metal front bumper with 6 integrated parking sensors. You also get 2 front tow hooks and standard skid plates that protect your transfer case, your steering gear, and your fuel tank. Last but not least, I wanted to mention that the Rebel gets a 1-inch lift over all the other trim levels unless you option for air suspension. For a total of 9.7 inches of ground clearance, there is also an available air suspension, which would give you an additional inch of ground clearance over the standard shocks or standard suspension. So to summarize the refresh, I think it is a subtle yet noticeable refresh. I do wish that they would have continued with the LED daytime running lights up here on the Rebel, on the Laramie, but they didn't. Either way, it still looks pretty good, and it kind of is supposed to entice you to get a higher trim level. Nonetheless, again, I think it looks very good. But coming on down the side, you can see you get those satin black wheel arch moldings. The Rebel comes standard with the Bilstein shock absorbers. Also standard, you get the 18-inch satin black wheels that are wrapped in 33-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack all-terrain tires. I'll give you a quick view of the tread pattern on these tires here real quick, and then I will also throw the price of a tire on screen right now. This one's been optioned with the $2,795 level 2 equipment group, and that group is going to give you the rain sensing wipers as well as the gloss black mirror caps with integrated turn signals, also included in that package. I think as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, but included with the level 2 equipment group, they are power folding. The driver's side mirror is auto dimming. You have your blind spot monitoring on the outer left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the outer right hand side of your passenger side mirror. That does come standard. Blind spot monitoring does come standard, but with the level 2 equipment group, you get the convex insert on both the upper left hand side of your driver mirror, on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. Also included with the level 2 equipment group, you get the 2 memory settings right here on the driver door. Not only is it going to memorize the driver seat settings, it is also going to memorize the pedal settings and the side view mirror settings. And then again, at the bottom of both of your side view mirrors, you get the puddle lights, and those puddle lights also come a part of the level 2 equipment group. You can see, just like the front, you also get these bezels here. I believe that would be a camera system, or maybe not. Maybe that would be the camera. But anyways, again, if you did opt for the Advanced Safety Group 2, you would get cameras at the bottom of both of the side view mirrors. Here's a side profile shot of this thing. You get the satin black window trim. The level 2 equipment group gives you the gloss black door handles with the keyless entry. Otherwise, you would not get the keyless access. So basically, you wouldn't be able to just open the door without taking the key fob out of your pocket. As standard, you would have to take the key fob and press the unlock button. Also, again, gloss black door handles included with that package. Black ram on the front 2 doors, and then this one has also been optioned with the $695 black assist steps. Makes it a little bit easier to step in and out. I'm a fan of power running boards personally. Here on the bedside, you have your fuel door. Open that up. I believe 87 octane will do you just fine. I will correct myself on screen if I am inaccurate. Then you also have your capless filler, and then this has also been optioned with the $445 33-gallon fuel tank. Very nice to have. I love a good fuel tank. However, it is more expensive to fill up, but you fill up less. So basically, you're probably spending a little bit more actually because of the weight of the 33-gallon fuel tank. Satin black antenna up top there. You get those 2 halogen cargo lights. Power sliding rear window comes standard, but the level 2 equipment group gives you the rear window defroster. The Rebel X is a $3,495 option, and it is going to give you the bedside graphics. I think that looks pretty cool. Basically, Rebel X is 10 years of the Ram 1500 Rebel that was introduced in 2015. It is now 2025, hence why the X is there. Here's a rear 3/4 shot of this thing. You get halogen taillights. However, you do get a black taillight bezel. It does look pretty cool. And then also I wanted to mention, you get the black badging here on your tailgate. Level 2 equipment group gives you the handle around your tailgate. I guess it's your tailgate handle, gloss black, whereas otherwise I don't know what color it would be. Backup camera right there. Level 2 equipment group also gives you the power up and down tailgate. That is a very fancy feature I wouldn't expect the Rebel to have. 4 tie down hooks total. You get the LED lights both there and there. However, this is the button you would press to turn the LED lights on or off. That's just my D tag. Also, there is a button here on the side of the tailgate. If you press on that, the tailgate will go up again. And then we're gonna finish things off here at the rear end, but I did want to mention that if you did want a bed liner, you might want to take a look at the optional $545 bed utility group. This has not been optioned with that, just pointing that out. Satin black rear bumper that is also made out of metal, just like the front. However, the front gets 6 parking sensors, the rear gets 4. You also get a dual exhaust system. You get a class 4 trailer hitch between the dual exhaust system, and you do get a 7-pin connector on top, a 4-pin connector there on the bottom. A couple other things I wanted to mention: you get a spare tire up underneath the bed, you get an electronic locking rear axle, you get a 392 rear axle ratio, and then when it comes to capacities, you get a max payload capacity of 1,380 pounds and a max tow capacity of about 10,000 pounds. There is nowhere on the internet, from what I saw, that gives you any sort of idea of what the max tow capacity is of one of these things. They just say the total absolute max tow capacity is like 11,700 pounds, but I really don't think that the Rebel can pull 11,700 pounds. I mean, I'm sure it could. I don't think that's what it's rated to. So if you guys know the exact tow capacity rating of the Rebel, let me know in the comments down below. I will pin your comment and I will greatly appreciate it. So will other people. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals the new for 2025 Hurricane 3-liter twin-turbo inline 6-cylinder that produces 420 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in about 5 seconds. And if you are wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 17 miles per gallon in the city, 24 miles per gallon on the highway, for 19 miles per gallon combined with 4-wheel drive. All things considered, I think those fuel economy numbers are actually pretty dang good. And this thing's actually relatively quick as well. It makes much more power than last year's 5.7 Hemi, and it also makes a lot more torque. I believe it's like 59 more pound-feet of torque and, 30-some more horsepower than the 5.7. However, I just read a news article the other day that they are bringing the Hemi back. I don't know what they're putting it in, but I would assume that they're going to put it back in the 1500. Not 100% sure on that, but I did read an article about that the other day. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. Those 3 things look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. Also, I post 1-minute reviews here on YouTube, so if you guys don't want to watch my 30-minute long review videos, I post a 1-minute video of all of the vehicles that that I review. Also on my Instagram and my TikTok at 703speed, I post some behind the scenes stuff of the YouTube channel, and then I also post some stuff of my own personal vehicles. I got a C6 Z06 cammed Camaro and a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia. So if any of that stuff piques your interest, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, all socials at 703speed. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, as mentioned earlier, the Level 2 Equipment Group gives you keyless access, so all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, hand behind the door handle, it unlocks. You can also lock it if you run your finger on that little square there, and it will lock right back up. This is what the key fob looks like any other Ram key fob from 2019 on up. Going over the functions, you have your unlock and your lock functions. That is to open and or close your tailgate. That is to remote start, and then that is your panic function. If you wanted to remote start this, all you got to do is press this twice. She'll fire right up, at least tentatively she should. Lock, fire up. Okay, it does not want to remote start at the current time, and I'm not quite sure why, but we're just going to continue on with the video. That is how you would remote start this. This particular one, again, has been optioned with the $3,495 Rebel X. So you do get the black leather / vinyl seats. They are the sport bucket seats, and they're basically the same seats that you would get in the RHO or the TRX. These seats are sick looking, and they're also comfortable. We'll get more into that here in a second. At the top of the door panel, all of this area is vinyl wrapped. You get some micro suede there. The Level 2 Equipment Group gives you the 2 memory seat adjustment settings. Then the Level 2 Equipment Group also gives you the 19 speaker Harman Kardon sound system. Very nice sounding sound system. I like the way that it sounds. Also included with the Level 2, you get the power side view mirrors, automatic up and down windows in the front. You do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. That button is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. Unlocking your lock functions, padded armrest, storage space for a phone, storage space, 2 cup holders. You get a Ram door sill right there in satin black, and again, this is what the seats look like. You can see you get some red accent colored stitching. You also get some red accenting with the perforated leather. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick it up, but it looks sick here in person. So again, this one's been optioned with the $3,495 Rebel X Equipment Group. So you get the bucket seats. They look fantastic. You get the micro suede. That Rebel X Equipment Group also gives you the ventilated front seats, as well as the 4-way power lumbar for the front seats as well. Whereas the Level 2 Equipment Group gives you the 8-way power front passenger seat. As standard, you would get the 8-way power driver seat with 2-way power lumbar. So if you want the comfortable seats, you want the awesome looking seats, get the Rebel X Equipment Group. It looks fantastic here on the interior. As standard, you get heated front seats. With the Level 2 Equipment Group, you get the heated steering wheel. Again, the Rebel X Equipment Group gives you the ventilated front seats. Also included with the Rebel X, you get the Rebel X badging, 2015, 2025. X stands for 10 years. One thing I really like about these seats is that the headrests move. Very nice for when you are on a long road trip. Close the door, fire it up. And that is what it sounds like when you fire this thing up from the driver's perspective. And now I'm going to walk you throughout the entire interior. So grab handle here for the driver. That is the defroster for the driver window. You get an HVAC vent. Down here you have your headlight controls. That is to turn the fog lights on or off. And I believe this is for the cargo lights in the truck bed. Over here, this is to brighten and or dim the gauge cluster, as well as the backlit buttons. And then I'm not quite sure what this is for, but I believe this is for the ambient lighting. Down here, you get an electronic parking brake. Push against the brake, push against that, the parking brake will disengage. With the Level 2 Equipment Group, you get the power adjustable pedals, so you can push the pedals towards you, you can push the pedals away from you, and the power adjustable pedals are also a part of the 2 memory seat adjustment settings. That just makes it that much easier to find your comfortable seating position here in this thing. Flipping this thing down, that gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. You can push the steering wheel away from you, you can bring it towards you, and it also moves up and down. Once you find your comfortable position, all you have to do is lock it right back into place. And then now take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. And then zooming back out, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel with the Rebel X. Not only do you get the leather wrapped wheel, you also get the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This is a steering wheel basically directly out of the TRX or the RHO. So I love the way that the steering wheel looks like any other vehicle. Horn at the center, take a listen. And then heated steering wheel, again, comes a part of the level 2 equipment group. You'd come over here, you'd press that button, and then you have your heated steering wheel function. 3 levels of adjustability with that. Also, I wanted to point out on the back side of the driver's side of the steering wheel, you have your tuning controls. On the back side of the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your volume controls. And now I'm going to walk you throughout the functions on the steering wheel. So you can see the arrows, the OK button, and then that button right there. All of those are for your 12-inch digital gauge cluster. We'll get into that in a second. That right there is to speak to the vehicle. If you are connected to wireless Apple CarPlay, you press and hold on that. That will pop open Siri. Pressing on that will also pick up on a phone call, and then that will hang up on a phone call. Coming to the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you get adaptive cruise control with stop and go. I do believe that that does come standard, and here are your adaptive cruise control settings. And really, that's kind of about it. One thing I do really like about Rams is that you can turn the adaptive cruise off, and you can just use your regular cruise control, or you can have the adaptive cruise control. But basically, these buttons right here are to get further away from the vehicle in front of you with the adaptive cruise control system, and then this is to get closer to the vehicle in front of you with the adaptive cruise control system. So this is for cruise control, this is for adaptive cruise control. And then again, 12-inch digital gauge cluster. You can see at the top you get the Rebel, whereas if this was a limited, it would say limited. I think that is pretty sweet. And then go throughout the gauge cluster. Tachometer there on the left, speedometer on the right, digital speedometer readout at the center. That is your transmission status stuff, your coolant temperature, odometer. Then you have your fuel gauge and range down here. You can see that gas pump is pointing to the left-hand side of the vehicle. That is to let you know that you have to fill the vehicle up with gas on the left-hand side of the vehicle. Also, some lights that you never really want to see. Well, that is what these lights are on this little strip right here. On this side of the, they're not as serious. They're basically like your fog lights and your high beams and turn signals, tow haul mode, and your TPMS stuff. Again, to control that screen, you have these buttons here. So if I scroll down one, I got my driver information center. I'm gonna go back up top here because you get the analog speedometer, and then you also get the digital speedometer. Clicking down one, you get the driver assistance screen. Click down one more. This is your vehicle information screen. So starting all the way at the left, you have your fuel economy stuff, your gauge summary, coolant temp, trans temp, battery voltage. Then you have your oil life, oil temp, oil pressure, oil level, tire pressure stuff, stop start stuff, terrain status, and then you have your idle hours, your drive hours, total engine hours. Coming down one more, you get your trip A and trip B information. Then you get your audio stuff on page 5. This is basically to go backward or forwards on a track. This is to go backwards on a track. Clicking down one more, this is your stored messages. And then last but not least, you have your screen setup. If you click on this, you can adjust what you see up top there. You can adjust what you see there at the center. You can adjust what you see over there. So we'll click on this one right here. So it can either be nothing like it is now. It can be a compass. It can be the outside temperature, the time, range to empty. All of these different things here is what it could be. But right now it is set to none. I kind of like having the outside temperature right there. And you can do the same thing over here as well. Let's see what you can do there at the center, because I don't know. It could be the badge, it could be the compass. I like the badge. I think the badge looks pretty cool. And then really, I'm gonna click back out of that. Go down one more, it brings us back into the other screen. But if you click on this, it's gonna bring you into 5 tiles. And you can adjust the same thing here with these tiles. So you can click up, it could be trip B, trip A, compass. This can be tire pressure stuff. It could be oil temperature. Basically, you get the idea. That's off. We click OK. It's adaptive cruise control stuff. We go back over to here. Then you got your audio stuff. Click all the way to the right. You get your terrain status, a fuel information, or yeah, fuel gauge information, tire pressure stuff, oil stuff, battery voltage, etc. You guys get the idea. Basically, that is the screen that you click on that. It brings you into that screen. Vinyl wrap dash. Up top here, you get a 12-volt power outlet, perfect for a radar detector. Obviously, you wouldn't have a radar detector in Virginia, right? Push button, start button. Down here, you have your different drive modes. So you can go instantly into sport mode. You can click here to the right, and this is going to bring you in between your different drive modes. So you got your off-road mode. I'm going to click on sport. You get your sport mode. You've got your tow mode. You've got your snow mode. You got your auto mode. You got your off-road mode. Then you get back to sport. So I'm going to leave it in auto mode for right now, but basically this is going to bring you in between your different drive modes. Down here, if you click on that, I believe that is your rough road cruise control system. The rough road cruise control system comes a part of the Rebel X equipment group. Axle lock comes standard. That is only the rear axle. You get a 2-speed transfer case. You get 4 high and 4 low. That is for true neutral. That is to turn the auto stop start system on or off. Coming over to here with the $2,795 level 2 equipment group option, you get the 14.4-inch Uconnect 5 infotainment system with built-in navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. Whereas if this was not optioned, you would just get a 12-inch Uconnect 5 screen. Basically, on the outsides of the screen, you have your hazards, traction control, you have your climate control stuff here, volume control knob. This is to mute the audio system. Coming to this side of the screen, that's to turn the screen off. You get your tuning controls, and then you get your climate control stuff right there, and then that is for the lane keeping system on or off. If you wanted to go into your heated seat stuff, you click up top here, boom. You get your heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You get 3 levels of adjustability, and you can also adjust the temperature controls there as well. You get the same thing over there for the front passenger. That is the ambient exterior temperature. That is the current time. We'll go into the home screen here. It's gonna pop up your navigation stuff. It's gonna pop up your audio stuff. Over here, you can see the navigation stuff. It does have the built-in traffic, which is awesome. Then you get your media stuff. So these are all your shortcut buttons. Then you get your comfort stuff. It's gonna pop open your climate control stuff here on the screen. Also got your heated and ventilated seat functions there. Those are for the rear seats, I believe. Then you get your phone stuff. My phone is connected. You get your vehicle stuff here. You can go turn the passenger screen. So with the level 2 equipment group, you get the 10.25-inch passenger screen. I kind of think it's more of a gimmick than anything else. You don't really need that screen, but if you haven't noticed, you do get rid of the upper glove box now, and you do get the passenger screen rather than a little bit more storage space. So you guys let me know, would you rather have the passenger screen or would you rather have the storage space? Now, speaking of all of these screens throughout the interior, they're all piano black, they're all big screens, so you get greasy hands, dust, etc. That's going to get these screens all dirty. So there's a product I'm throwing on screen right now. It's called ONR. I used to be a detailer. Basically, you need the ONR, you need a ZEP bottle, and you need 2 microfibers, and you take a capful of the ZEP ONR stuff, you put it in the ZEP bottle, mix it with some water, spray the heck out of 1 microfiber, get it super wet, wipe down all of the stuff here, and then follow it up with a dry towel, and it's going to look brand new again. Not only can you use it on the screens, you can use it on the mirrors, you can use it on the windows, you can even wash your car with the ONR. So if that is what you wanted to do, you can do that as well. Going throughout here, okay, back to the screen. Somebody was asking me where the soccer field was. I'm not quite sure where the soccer field is, so I told her that basically you can go between your camera stuff, dashboard stuff, you get your off-road pages in here. This is a Rebel, so we will take a look at the off-road pages. So you can see you get your dynamic stuff, wheel articulation, you get your different gauges here. Nice to see when you're on the off-road trail, make sure you're not overheating. Altitude, get your coordinates there. Then you get your different apps screen, you get your categories that you can go throughout, you get your different favorites, then you get your navigation stuff. It's going to pop up throughout the entire screen. Again, you do also get the wireless CarPlay, so you can put Waze up here on the screen. I personally prefer Waze. And then down here, these are basically your extra screen here. You get to turn the parking sensors on or off via the screen. This has been optioned with the integrated trailer brake controller. That is a $295 option. You get the trailer brake controller here, and then you also get adjust the gain for the trailer brake up there as well. That's about it for the screen. Coming down just a little bit, down here you get three USB-C ports, 3 USB-A ports. You get an HDMI port over there for the passenger screen. I think that is awesome. One thing that is actually very useful is the wireless charging pad. This is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Putting it in the wireless charging pad, it does charge my phone. I don't know how well it's been charging my phone because I don't see my battery percentage going up, but nonetheless, in a pinch, it should help. But with the level 2 equipment group, you get the dual wireless charging pad, so you get one for the driver and the passenger. I think that is definitely very nice. If you wanted to control the transmission with the paddle shifters, all you would do, go into drive, flip this to the left, then you can upshift and downshift, or you can use this and you can push up to downshift, pull down to upshift. Go back into drive, you get the 2 cup holders there. You can turn the cup holders off, quote unquote, by just closing that back up. You can open that back up, use the cup holders again. A little bit of storage space here. You get the same thing over there for the passenger side as well. This comes a part of the Rebel X equipment group. You get the sweet badge here, same thing that you get on a TRX or an RHO. Storage space, opening it up one more time. You can see down in here, you get all the different generations of the RAM from 1st gen to 5th gen. I think that is pretty cool. Storage space down in here, and this does not go through to this side, which is interesting. You get a power outlet, household power outlet down in there. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick it up. It is a 115 volt outlet. You also get an LED light down in here, and this is stuff that I would personally never use. The Level 2 equipment group gives you the passenger screen. You get a lockable lower glove box down in there, as well as a Rebel badge. Auto dimming rear view mirror. Opening this up, you get a spot that you can set your sunglasses. Again, this one being optioned with the Rebel X equipment group. You also get the panoramic sunroof, so it does tilt. It also does slide. And then this right here is to close the shade. LED lights here on the interior. This is to open and or close your tailgate. This is whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. This is your instant dome light on button. You get your roadside assistance features. Universal garage door opener. Opening this up, vanity mirror, 2 vanity lights, and then this slides in and out for when the sun is in those awkward positions. You also get a grab handle right there as well for the passenger. I really like these seats. I have a lot of time and experience behind the wheel of a Ram TRX. These are the exact same seats that are in a Ram TRX, so they are very comfortable. And this is just a very nice vehicle if you don't feel like spending the money for the RHO, but you still want to go off-road. Maybe you don't like the wide body because the wide body is hard to park. This is a great alternative to the RHO. Obviously, it doesn't make as much power. It doesn't look as cool, but it's going to do probably 80% of what the RHO can do, maybe 75% of what the RHO can do, because that's got the jumps. You can go on some serious whoops with that. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. Take a look at everything that this has been optioned with, everything that you get as standard fuel economy stuff, whatever you want to take a look at. I am just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2025 Ram 1500 Rebel X is spec'd is $74,355. A lot of money. I mean, I remember I had a Ram TRX work truck, and it was a 2021 level 2, and I believe the window sticker on that was $87,000. And again, that's got a 6.2 V8 supercharged, 702 horsepower in 2021. 4 years later, this is almost the price of that. You guys chew on that for a second. Let me know your thoughts on that. I want to show you what we got going on in the rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. Again, you do not get the automatic up and down or express up and down windows back here, but the windows go all the way down. Same finishes here on the door panel that you get in the front. Storage space for a phone, storage space down there, and a cup holder, fancy speaker. I believe up underneath here, you get a RAM box. I think that is pretty cool. You can hide stuff in there, and then nobody's going to know about it, right? This is what these rear seats look like. With the Level 2 equipment group, the rear seats are reclining. I love that feature. I wish other truck manufacturers would copy Ram, quite honestly. Opening this up, center fold down armrest, but it actually behaves like a real middle seat. But when you open it up, you get an armrest, you get some storage space, you get 2 cup holders. Sitting behind myself, you get an LED light here. You also get a dry cleaning hook, a grab handle, seat back pocket behind both the driver and the passenger seat. I just love how the way that these seat back pockets look. Just add to the, you know, luxury of this thing. 2 cup holders back here. Level 2 equipment group, I believe, or the Rebel X, one of the two, gives you the heated outboard second row seats, 3 levels of adjustability there. No ventilated seats here with this thing. And then you get 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, a 115 volt household power outlet. Get the 2 speakers up here, and really that's kind of about it for what we got going on in the interior of this thing. Very comfortable. I love the reclining seats. Just an overall really nice truck. But you know, we talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of this thing. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Here is an acceleration floored. It has nice acceleration. Is it as crazy as the Limited I just did a video with the other day? Obviously not. That one did have the high output Hurricane, but this thing still has plenty power. I mean, it doesn't need more power than it has. I mean, this is a pickup truck. It is not a sports car, and I feel like it has plenty of get up, all things considered. Take a listen to what it sounds like cruising at about 50. Those tires are not too loud, honestly, considering how aggressive the knobbies were. I was expecting the tire noise to be a little bit louder, but luckily it is not. Hopefully this guy goes and I can do a nice little turnaround test here. Okay, well, I'm gonna wait for the light to turn. Here's another acceleration. I mean, not even getting on it that hard. it's got more than enough get up. It's got good low end torque, it's got good power, and really, you know, what I personally really like on any vehicle that I drive is just having to not put that much effort into the drive to maintain speed or to get up to speed. I really only like to have to put my foot, you know, 10%, maybe 15% into the throttle in order for it to give me the power that I'm looking for to get up and go. And this thing has that kind of power. It's not gonna have the same power that you would find in, you know, an RHO or a TRX, obviously. But I mean, you're buying a pickup truck. And if you want more power, there are options of more power, like the RHO. The RHO is just going to cost you more money. It's going to give you the wide body. From personal experience, driving a TRX day to day is, well, number one, I'm not even going to mention fuel economy because it's terrible, but it is the most fun driving experience you can have as a Ram TRX if you're looking for a pickup. And same with the Raptor R. But they're so wide, it's really a nuisance to drive and park anywhere unless you're living in the country and all you do is, you know, drive on country roads or drive on the highway. But if you're coming and you're parking in parking lots and you're going in parking garages and you're doing stuff like that, well, this is a great alternative to that because it is not huge, it's not wide, it's just like a regular truck, but it's got an off-road tuned suspension. I just went over a huge, not a huge bump, but a big bump, and it soaked up the bump very, very nicely. So you're still going to get that nice absorption, and you're still going to get the off-road capability. You're just not going to get as crazy of off-road capability as an RHO, as a TRX. But the reality is, how many of you guys are really going to be taking your truck off-road that much to justify, you know, if you're on a budget and you're like, oh man, I'd really be extending myself to get an RHO, but they look sick and I really want one of them, or I really want to use TRX. Well, you know, if you're comparing an RHO to a used TRX to a new Rebel, number one, TRX, you're gonna maybe see 11.9 miles per gallon, maybe 12, and that's if you're really, really trying. On RHO, really not that much better. I'm in an RHO forum group, Facebook group, and people are saying that they're seeing about 13 or 14. This, I don't know, but I mean, I could see maybe this thing doing about 16, maybe 17, and maybe 18 combined, at maybe. So, I mean, it all comes down to what you're looking for. You're going to spend more money for an RHO. You're going to spend a lot more money even buying a used TRX. I mean, a used TRX you can probably find for 70 if you're lucky. But then you got to think about the upkeep, right? You got to think about how much it's going to cost to change tires, how much it's going to cost to change all the fluids and all the diffs, how much it's going to cost to run every day. You're going to be filling up, if you drive often, you're going to be filling up a couple times a week, and it's a, you know, 33-gallon tank or 36-gallon tank, and you're using premium fuel. It just adds up. So if you're looking for a truck, you're on a budget, you don't want to have crazy high running costs, you want something that looks sweet, you want something that's comfortable, you want something that's capable off-road, but you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, this is still expensive, I know, but it still looks really good in my opinion. Yeah, you're not going to get the fancy, you know, LED lights that you would get on an RHO or on a TRX or even a, you know, a higher trim level 1500, but it's going to have the off-road tires, it's going to have that off-road suspension, it's going to have a luxury interior. I mean, you get a passenger screen, for crying out loud, that's fancy. You get reclining rear seats, I mean, ventilated heated seats, your same seats in the front that you're getting, actually all around, that you're getting in an RHO or a TRX, you're getting them in this. So here's another little acceleration, just a normal one. Can't really hear the turbo as much in this as compared to the high output. Obviously the high output's pushing more air, yada yada yada. But this is a fantastic daily driver truck. I think it looks great, especially here with the Delmonico red. I have a soft spot for this color. I think it looks beautiful, especially in the direct sun. We didn't really have that much direct sun today, so I couldn't really take full advantage of the color, but it is beautiful nonetheless. And it also, you know, you got the Sport Performance hood. That is aggressive looking. You get those aggressive 33-inch tires. I love the way that I'm looking, even just the look of this steering wheel. I love the feel of the steering wheel. I love, it's got that getup. The sound system sounds great. I mean, it's just a really, really nice truck, and it's a great alternative to the RHO if you're not trying to spend RHO money, but you still want something that you can take off-road. And this is going to be able to do, again, 75% of what the RHO can do. And if you're getting that RHO, how often are you going to be jumping that truck anyway? Almost $100,000 truck. How often are you going to be doing that? Probably not that often. However, I did want to mention, I did read a news article a couple days ago. It seems like they're bringing the Hemi V8 back. I don't know if they're going to be putting in this. I don't understand why they would bring it back and not put it in this. So, you know, if you are waiting, you're like, oh, actually, you know, maybe I want a V8. This is a great alternative to the V8. It's just like the EcoBoost. The EcoBoost really make a ton more power than the 5-liter. They're really, quote unquote, the better engine. But, you know, you can't beat the sound of a V8. So I'm just putting all the balls in your court. Really, really nice driving experience here. And that's kind of all I got for you. So that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. Those 3 things look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. Also, I post 1-minute reviews of all the vehicles that I do. So if you guys don't want to watch a 30-minute long video, you want a quick overview, take a look at my 1-minute review videos. And then in addition to that, Instagram, TikTok at 703speed. I post videos of my personal vehicles there. I got a C6 Z06. I got a cammed Camaro SS. I got an LS swapped F-150 that I'm in the process of 5 years later. And then I also have a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia. So if you guys want to see any of my own personal vehicles, I post stuff like that on my TikTok and my Instagram, and once a week here on YouTube. So stick around for that if you guys like me, like my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!